The content of this radio show is to provide information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered advice or a recommendation. Thing or Two About Life, Total, is an adult podcast and recommended for mature audiences only. No content from the radio show can be used without the permission of Thing or Two About Life, Total. Thank you.
I am so into me, but I can learn a thing or two from you. I can weather the storm all by myself, but I'm so glad I got a total crew.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of Thing or Two About Life. It is the Total Podcast, and I am one of your hosts. I am Mario, and today people are going to filter in as they come in, but me and the lovely producer, Lady Shug, Lady Andrea, is going to start this thing off right. We're going to talk tonight. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get a chance to do some little one-on-one talking, some little, I don't know, up close and personal, shall we say? Maybe we do a deep dive in both our psyches and see where we currently at when it comes to that old love, life, and all that old type of stuff. So I just want you guys to sit back, relax, grab you something to drink, and maybe share. Let other people know that we're out here in the digital streets. All you got to do is just look behind either one of us, and you can see all the places that the Total Podcast is posted. So if you see us out there in them streets, go ahead and holler at us. Like, share, subscribe, and all of that stuff. And don't let the smooth taste fool you. We are an adult podcast. So we're going to get this thing going. Hello, lovely producer Andrea. How are you this evening?
I'm great, Mario. And how are you?
No, I couldn't be better, baby. The sun came up and the sun set, and I'm still here to tell you about it. So I'm great.
That's what's important. You're above earth.
All right,
But,
that is. Go ahead.
Like Mario said, everyone, welcome in. Come on and join us. Yes, there's nobody here but me and Mario. As he said once again, just check out our show to you can see where we are. But if you can't read that, the website is a total view 22. That's the email, my bad, a total view 22 at gmail.com. You can always reach out to us with your questions, comments, whatever have you. And also go and check out the website at totalview22.com.
All right. So with that being said, once again, thank y'all. Me and Andrea just gonna chop it up like it's just me and her sitting here chilling. So let me ask you this, Andrea. I know a lot of times we have a lot of people on and we have to get kind of everybody in, and sometimes when you get a idea, you don't get a chance to flesh it out fully, you know what I mean? But right now, if you just had to say, just from your point of view alone, no judgment, as they said, judgment-free zone, where do you see dating right now as it stands right now? How do you see your personal opinion? The floor is totally yours. Just in your opinion alone, how do you see dating?
Well, dating right now, I can only see from my perspective of dating just right now. Dating right now, for me, it sucks because I have a lot of married men always hitting on me, younger guys hitting on me, men that are only out looking for sex hitting on me, and it just really sucks for me right now. I am, yes, true, a single woman. And I'm looking for more than just sex. Um, yes, I do love to have sex with my partner, but that's not. I need more than that. I need more than that. I need the the everything that a relationship's supposed to have in.
Okay. Now, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I need I need your time. I need the date night. We don't necessarily have to do something expensive all the time. We can do free things. But dating today, in today's world, it's all about um, when can we have sex? Nobody is truly out there looking for a commitment or anything like that. we understand that people have been hurt multiple times over and over again, and you just sometimes we're in that place where we don't feel like committing to somebody, where we don't want to trust anybody, where we don't want to love anybody anymore. But as for me, that's not what I'm out here looking for. I do believe in love. I believe in being coming together, being a union, and all those type of things. And people just not people anymore. I say it like that. Dating back in the day from versus now has really changed. Has really changed.
Okay, if you was a teacher and you was given dating from your personal view a grade, what would you give dating right now?
Yeah,
So you will flunk
and
dating.
yes, I would. And it's just because of how people are these days. Nobody knows how to keep it real. Uh, I mean, some women they do. Some women they do like dating nothing but married men. But then you have those people that those married men who come out and say and lie and say that they single when you know you got a wife at home. And vice versa, the same thing with women too. They do it too. But yes, dating right now these days, it fails. Well, in my
Okay.
eyes.
Yeah, okay. That's all we can ask for from it is your eyes. All right. Marlena was in. I see Big Mitch is here. Big Mitch, from your personal opinion, just yours. Nobody's judging, just how you see dating right here, right now, Mitch. How you see it.
Right here, right now, dating is lovely. It's lovely like a pretty ass, good smelling flower. Loving it.
Okay,
That's how I see it.
expand on it. Expand on it.
Well, we all have our ups and downs when it comes to dating, especially, when you get up in our age that we're in. We have to learn at our age what's good for us and what's not good for us. And sometimes, us fellas, we don't catch the hint that we're not spring flowers anymore. You know what I'm saying? We got some age on us, and we don't think like we used to think. And most of us been in relationships for a long time, and just getting out of relationships and on your own again. And it's just different when it comes to dealing with these younger females. So as long as you got something around your own age, man, I see it as great. I'm great with it.
Okay. Um, as far as that go, I mean, I would lean uh somewhere in between y'all two, but more a little bit towards Andrea, because I think really for real, the as me and Andrea has discussed this before, in personal private conversation, I think the dating apps kind of has saturated people getting to know
Hmm.
people because
Hmm.
now if somebody ain't talking what you want to hear or ain't moving
You
as
hang
quick,
up, or you ain't got to fool with them no more.
yeah, you ain't got to be just swipe left, hit the X, ain't got to hit the heart or nothing like that. And what happens is it's making people be bolder and more aggressive than they ever would be if they had to meet you out and about in person.
That's funny you
So,
say that, Mario. I've never been on a dating site before,
and
so
that's
I
what I
wouldn't know
told her
anything
too.
about that.
I,
Never.
I just ain't did. I tried it
And
one particular time, set up a profile, but never went back to, check it or
don't
anything
do
like
it.
that.
Don't do it. And I'm telling you from experience from being on a dating site. Dating sites they do work out for some, but don't do it. Don't even waste your time. Even on your end, on the male end of it, I have men have told me that there are women on there just looking for sex or asking for money or things like
Uh
that
huh.
and whatnot. And,
Wouldn't doubt it.
a lot of scams and things go on. And and oh, excuse me. And once again, I just say people aren't people anymore. It's all about when I can
What
get
they can
money
get
so
from you.
big, what right, and
Uh
that's it. Where where are those people that want commitment? that want to spend their life with somebody forever. Yes, true enough, you are going to go through the ups and downs in the relationships, but you have to be man and woman enough to try to work through those relationships. And most definitely, if you are believers, put God in your relationship. Excuse me tonight. Put God in your relationship. Make him first in your relationship. That's just how I see it.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That let's just give it for instance. Y'all remember? Let's just say 20 years ago, back in the 90s, early 2000s, like when you had to meet people at bars, out and about, and stuff like that. Just certain things you would never say to a person because you're right there in their face, and you would be like cordial, trying to flirt, and us men, we might have our corny pickup lines, but it came from a good place. You know what I mean? Now online, it's straight to the point, saying things to women you would never ever say, if you met them out at Walmart somewhere. So now, if you ain't talking whatever they want to hear, then they just move on to the next person because, like I said, within 10 to 15 minutes, you done read 35 profiles.
Right. You're most definitely right. And with swiping right, yep, yes and no, and some of those profiles, they're fake. Some of them are real. Some of them they lie and say they want something on it, but then when you get to talking to them, it's a whole total different story. Be who you are, say who you are, and be for real about who you are. You, the old saying is, you ain't got to lie to me to kick it. You know,
Well,
you
that's
don't
that's what
necessarily
they
have to
say.
lie to a person. You don't necessarily have to lie to a person to get to know a person or try to live be something that you are not in order for that person to be attracted to you. Either they're going to be attracted to you or they're not going to be attracted to you.
That's
Okay.
something you said that, Andrea. Because my new thing is, if you love somebody, you tell them the truth. You don't sit there and lie to them. You tell them the truth. You tell them all about you, whatever they ask you, whatever they want to know. You tell them the truth. Therefore, they can't come back and say, "Well, hey, you didn't tell me that." No, you didn't ask me that. But whatever you ask, you're supposed to tell people the truth in love. Therefore, they can't never say that you said this and you said that. Because I'm gonna tell you whatever you
Right.
ask me. Therefore, you can't never say. But I get exactly what you're saying. That is so true, though. A lot of these dating sites, you figure out who you are in the first 30 seconds of talking to somebody. Because to me, Facebook is a dating site to me.
Of
Unsolicited,
course. Of course.
unsolicited, but that's what it is.
And solicited. It's both. Um, okay.
Right.
Joining in, everybody give Miss Diana a chance to introduce herself and say, hey, we already recording Miss Diana. Then we're gonna get your thoughts on where do you see dating at personally.
Good evening, everybody. I apologize for being late. I was having some technical difficulty, but I'm here, and thank you for joining us. Oh, that's a loaded question.
It probably is, but we would still love to hear your very in-depth opinion on it.
I don't know how in depth it'll be. Um, it has its pros and its cons. Um, a lot of times, it's more cons than it is pros because people project themselves to be something that they're not or something that they want to be. And
Mm-hmm.
when you finally get to the place where you either meet the person or y'all get together or whatever, that person is nothing like, they'll sell you a whole bunch of goods and tell you what they think you want to hear. Um, it could be whatever, you get to the point where you can't really divulge a whole lot of things that you want because you want to see where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and I was listening to some of the things that you all were commenting on, for some reason, people don't seem to want to be honest about what they really are. Facebook is a coverall for uh, people to be what they think they should be or what they want to be but they're
Yeah.
not, and we're nowhere close to it.
Mhm.
Yep. And
Unless these weak people be Superman,
yep.
Right.
you know, Clark Kent becomes Superman on Facebook.
And
He
then
can
they start
pretend
preying on people who are they consider
weaker than them.
desperate type people who
Hmm.
look for love, but they basically looking for it in the wrong place.
Yep.
Right.
And another part about dating, and I'm just speaking from the man standpoint, women who come at us with the money and the sad story, for us be messing it up for real women that might come along, because by the time we get to the point where the sad story comes, we know it. We know it's about to come. We know it's going to be about the money. We know. And as soon as you start talking like that, you lose me. You know what I mean? Because if you play your cards right and you're a good woman, just be natural and you show that, okay, I'm going to do for you naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to ask me for a damn thing. Because I'm the type of guy, if I see you hurting or struggling or something like that, and you've been rolling with me and I feel this is a good woman, I ain't going to let you suffer in silence. I ain't going to let you go through that shit by yourself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But when you come off want me to pick up and do the things in your life that you should naturally be doing, it turns me off
Buy me a
immediately.
wig.
you, you know what I'm saying? It turns me off. And then guess what? When the good woman comes along and she start kicking the sad story, I'm sorry, I lump her in with the rest of them, because you be like, it's like a judge. You don't heard so many niggas come through that time they ain't did it.
But that works two ways.
It does. It does.
Because since you were speaking as a man, let me speak as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's just as many men who don't have a problem with asking women for money.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
that's why I said
It almost comes as second nature. I mean, you don't even get to know that person that well before I wouldn't ask you this, but um could you help me out?
and that should turn y'all off immediately too.
Exactly.
True story right here, y'all. This guy, I had found that the frame around my door had cracked. And I found him, and he came and replaced it, did that and some other little things that needed to be done around my house for me. Paid him for that. So he started trying to talk to me or whatever. I hadn't talked to him in months. Out of the blue the other day, he texted me, no, but a couple weeks, this started a couple of weeks ago. He started texting me. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then yesterday, he texted me, asking me, telling me that him and his sister's husband had gotten to it, and he was needing somewhere to go stay, and if he could borrow about $25-$30 so he could get him a hotel room. Dude, really? You forgot you work for a hotel, you maintenance at a hotel just for them to get you a room. I mean, for you to come out to me like that, asking me for money to help you, I don't have a problem, an issue with helping anybody. But here you are trying to talk to me, but then turning around asking me for money too. No, that's not how we roll.
That's
That's
finessing. That's not trying to talk to you. He was trying to finesse you, like you
Yes.
forgot where
you
you work
right,
at.
Yes.
right.
Like you gonna forget. Ain't no woman gonna forget nothing like that damn detrimental. A woman might forget a whole lot
We
of things, but she ain't gonna forget where your ass work at.
You got
when
that
you tell
damn
us
right, Mitch. You
something,
can say that again.
believe me when I tell you, when you talk to us and you tell us something, it's in the bank.
We
It's
right.
Especially
locked up
where
in
you
the bank.
work.
She ain't
Especially where
gonna
you work.
where you work at. If she get your last four of your social security number, she'll never forget that shit. She'll
That,
know everything about you, your birthday, your mama's maiden name, shit. She'll never forget none of that shit.
yeah. And the one thing they'll never forget too, let you be kind of iffy about the number of kids. I thought you said you had 2 kids at first.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never forget
Wait,
how many
let
kids.
me tell you. Let me give you a true story. I met this guy online, and we was talking for a little bit. First, he told me his son's name was Jerry.
Uh-oh.
First of all, he told me that he worked on the pipeline. Okay,
The
so
Alaskan
and
pipeline
uh,
or down in on the Gulf Coast?
down on the golf course. No, he
Oh,
was in Syria. He claimed he was in Syria. Okay,
oh,
Oh
okay.
hell no!
Out of country. Out of country.
right.
Okay.
So
Red flag number one.
exactly. And I said, don't they have some political distress in Syria? It's not that bad. Okay, so I read the paper and I look at the news, so I know what's going on. Them people been fighting since Jesus was on the earth, so it ain't changed.
That's part of the
I,
prophecy.
I, I let him go. I said, okay, so I'm gonna see how far he gonna hang himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then he told me that he had been involved with a woman, but the woman lived with him and she mistreated his son. Okay. And then he told me, he said, I need a favor from you. I need you to buy me a Steam card. I had no idea what it was.
Oh my God.
I had to ask Mario what it was. He explained to me what it was, and you get it from GameStop, and they use it for telephone calls and games and all other stuff. But when I looked it up in Google, it also said that it could be scamming. I was like, okay. So after that, he said his son was named Travis, and I said, I thought you told me your son was named Jerry. Uh, that was a slip of the computer. I'm talking into the computer, and so if you're talking into the computer wrote what you said. You said Travis. You didn't say Jerry.
Wow.
So I told him that I did not take care of men, and that I was not buying him a card. And he got offended and got nasty and said, so if you loan me, I said, that's not what you said. But if I gave you a $200 card, yes, I'm helping to take care of you. Because not only are you talking to me, you talking to somebody else. And later on, that came to be true because some woman messaged me on Messenger and asked me, was that my boyfriend? And I'm going, no. Well, do you know him? I said, I know of him. He's on Facebook. Well, I just want you to know that he's my man and I've been taking care of him and I've been doing this and I've been doing that. I said, and you can keep on doing that because I'm not doing it.
I remember you saying that. Wasn't that last year or the year before
Yeah.
sometime?
No, it was last year. It was
Huh.
No.
last year.
Okay, I remember that. I remember
And
talking
what
about that.
and a lot of times what I like to do, like I got one friend, a young lady, that every time I talk to her, she's a cool person, but we go so long without talking that you tend to forget why you stop talking to her. Then when she call you,
Mm-hmm.
you go,
Then you
oh
remember.
shit. Yeah, I remember. But what I realized with some people, and this is what I started doing to people. So if you ask me to borrow $100, right, which borrow is a very term that's used very lightly because people
Yes,
tend to
it
don't get
is.
it back, right? So I tell her, so you telling me that when you don't get his money back, whatever I make an hour, whatever. So I just spent 4 or 5 hours working for you
But
because I
nothing.
ain't getting that. You telling me that I went to work and that day right there, I didn't even know I was up there working for you that day. You know what I'm saying? But people don't look at it like that. They don't give a damn what your situation is. They don't give a fuck if you upside down on your mortgage, twisted on your car note, what you got, how many kids you got. They just want what they
Who
want.
don't?
Then soon as you can't get it to them, they act like you ain't never said yes, and then they don't want to fuck with you. You don't hear from them. They won't
Out like a
return
light.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you, as you get older, like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where you got to start letting some people just fly off the friends
Go.
list. You got to
That's
start letting
right.
some people go and just say, hey, look, you know what, it was cool. You know, because it always seems like when you doing bad, that's when you and your friend be the thickest. Y'all ever notice that?
Mm.
When you down, y'all the bestest of buds. When you
No,
up,
I ain't never
but you
noticed
don't
that
want
one.
to. No, but I'm just saying, but when you up sometimes and you can't do for them, you think you too good.
Mm.
So it's just a weird dynamic. So, Miss Dinetta, what grade would you give dating? Dinetta say it was a F. Mitch never said. Wait, real quick,
I
Mitch.
said,
What grade would you give it?
I said it was a L,
I
not
know
Miss
that's what I'm
Donnell.
saying. Mitch, what grade would you give dating?
Right now, I'd say a B.
Okay, a B. Miss Dinetta, what you got it?
I would say you mean dating
A letter
apps or just
grade.
dating?
Just
Just
dating.
dating, period. You know, what letter
I
grade
give
would
it
you
a
give it?
C. I give it a C.
Okay. All right. Did somebody else come in?
Yeah, Leon just
Leon,
came in.
Okay. What's up, bro?
What say, my peoples?
All right, all right. So right now, the question that's on the table, bro, is right now, you personally, where
Me
do you
personally,
see dating at? And at the end of it, give us a grade. We just trying to figure out how
hmm,
everybody looking at dating right here, right now, as you see it.
I mean, dating is ooh, I guess in the today's term is a dying object or a dying thing. It's more like a quick fix. So dating right now, I mean, as far as I look at it, dating is it's okay if you can find the right person, or if you finally figure out the person that you're looking for, and you can find them as much as they can find you. So I guess like Miss Donetta say, and like Andrea say, I give it a C if you can find the right person, and then you can move it. If you move along from there, then it can increase.
Okay. Okay. Um, transitioning to something else. I saw today this lady had said that if women could not get pregnant until, like they got married and whatnot, right? Said that you wasn't able to get pregnant until you got the guy that you wanted. They said a lot of women would not be pregnant because y'all end up getting pregnant by guys, but that's not the guy you want to marry you. True or false, Miss Dida? Do you think that a lot of
That's
women would not
that's
have
true.
kids if they couldn't get the man that they wanted?
That's true. I think that's true. Most definitely. Because there are some babies that have been born to men that their mamas can't stand.
Busters.
So why do you think is that the way? I mean, and that could be flipped around to the man too. But why do you think women tend to end up having babies by the guys that they don't want and can't marry the guys that they do want, because they saying the guys that want them, the guys that they want don't want them?
A lot of times, and I think this is true for men and women, but speaking as a woman, women don't want to put in the work.
Oh Lord.
You gotta do
Oh
you
What?
gotta do your
Lord.
homework. You gotta do your
Oh,
homework.
What? Wow.
well,
Are you surprised that I said that?
I'm extremely
yes.
surprised.
But but think about it, it's true. Um, if you ask most women, I'll say a few, I won't say most. You ask a few women what their man's favorite color is,
They don't
what
know.
they like. They might be able to tell you what their favorite meal is, um, what smell they like on you, or what cologne they like for them. Um,
give it here.
their preference in a lot of things. Do they like the theater? Do they like going to the opera? They can't tell you because they don't know.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
I'm
sometimes
telling you,
it's just
I
the
agree with
little
that.
things. What can you do? And I think we've talked about romancing a man before.
Yes. That's why I
Okay.
say
And
I can attest to what you're saying is true.
you ask the average woman what turns your man on, the only thing they can tell you about is sexual stuff. But as men, you all know that you all get turned on by more than sexual stuff.
Yeah.
It's the small things in life
Mm-hmm.
that can turn you on and will make you love that woman forever. But there are a lot of women who don't know that. They
Okay.
use their physical attributes to
Mm-hmm.
turn a man on. And if you can't make love to a man mentally,
There you go. Hot nail.
you ain't going nowhere with that man. Everything you do is going to be physical. It ain't got no emotion, no nothing.
Right.
Well,
And I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
I heard a guy say today on Instagram that only two type of people in this country right now think that being fuckable is valuable. A prostitute and OnlyFans with girls. Because he said that most men will fuck you, but that don't
Oh,
make you valuable.
so don't.
You
As
know.
soon as that hot nut come easing up out your ass, guess what? Pew! Out the door, bro.
All right, let me ask you this, Mitch, and then I'll answer this question because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be completely honest about this. Every child that you help facilitate to come in this world is the mother, the person you wanted to have kids with.
Hell no.
Uh,
It wasn't. It wasn't.
That's what I'm gonna
Not
say
trying
too.
to
I ain't gonna lie about this. I mean, it is what it is. I love my kids, but you
not
know,
trying to be funny. I knew what I was doing and I knew I was taking a risk. I did what I did and I dealt with my consequences. But at the
mm-hmm.
same time, I mean, I can appreciate them having my children and not aborting them. I can appreciate them being a mother to them. But, my first son, man, look, me and her best of friends. You know, if I was to have, if I could say that if we would have stayed together, I would have wished all my kids would have been with her. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because we had the most in common. But, she's remarried, and me and her husband, we cool, you know, and we better friends than we were anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
But the way I look at it now, I should have made better decisions. I made bad decisions. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I made bad decisions. I'm just gonna keep it real. I got
And
four baby mamas, boy. Four. One, two, three, and four. I
and
made
that's what I
four
was
bad
that's that
mistakes.
and that's what I was gonna say. No knock on the person. But my first one, I
Right.
was 17. I just didn't. It is no knock saying her. We both didn't know each other. We both didn't know what we want. So if I was smart enough, I had good counsel in my life to say, hey boy, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying. It's just that, like I said, no knock on her. It's just that I was just too young to know better because I wouldn't wish that on nobody. You know what I
We
mean?
wasn't
Because
taught. We wasn't taught, Mario. Neither
yeah,
one
that's
of
what I'm
us.
saying. I wouldn't wish that on nobody because I struggled, and then you went through this whole thing about I ain't really love her or care for her. It was something to do. It was a thing that I got caught, and they say you got caught with
Got
your
caught
head
up
in the
in.
cookie jar.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it ain't no knock on her. It's just that we were young. We ain't know no better. And I guarantee if you ask her the same thing, if she had to choose, pretty sure she would have chose my ragged ass. So
Hell no.
so cause at 17, shit, let me tell you something. Your brain ain't right at 17 to be trying to talk about you somebody daddy.
You want to
Me.
hear something really funny though, Mario? Most of these women will tell you that the ones they got caught with wasn't the one they wanted, but it was the one that had that good shit to them, and they just got caught up with it. They knew this dude had multiple kids. They knew this dude didn't have no way to get over there. Hell, they had to come pick his ass up. He was riding a bicycle, but it was something that was good to them, physically, but it wasn't nothing they wanted to be seen with in public.
let me ask you, gentlemen, something.
Mm-hmm.
Miss, how old were you when you had your first child?
I was 19.
And Mario, you were 17.
Yep.
How old were you, Leon?
12.
20.
Wow, for real? For real, yeah.
Okay. So I asked Mario, since he was the youngest father, how did you prepare yourself
Oh
to be
God.
a dad?
Well, truth be told, there was no preparing. I did whatever the hell my mama told me to do.
Okay,
You,
okay.
you understand, boy? Go get the. You got to get out there, get your jug, get the baby need the pamper, the baby need the milk. Because I remember when she first said she was pregnant, from the time I actually went over there to see the baby, because I ain't see her none during the pregnancy, because we wasn't no thing. It was just a one friend hook you up with another friend type thing, right? It was
Oh,
a
so
one
she
and
wasn't your
done.
girlfriend. She wasn't
No,
your
she was not
girlfriend.
my girlfriend. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It was a one and done. And like I
They were
told
just
y'all
sneaking
before,
around.
we wasn't even doing that. Like I told you, I wasn't nothing to write home about. It was a, hey, ain't nobody here. I'm done. All right, well, I'll get up with you. It wasn't nothing to write home about. It wasn't nothing pleasurable. It was just one of them type things. So
Them
from the
22 seconds
time,
wasn't pleasurable.
that's what I said, I was a two hump chump, Mitch.
Yeah.
I was a two hump chump.
Oh wow.
22
And that's what I'm
seconds.
saying. I ain't
Pew
gonna even lie
pew.
about it. It is what it is. It wasn't, So from the time that she said she was pregnant to the time I actually went to see the baby to take her milk and pamper, I ain't see her none throughout the whole pregnancy, none of that stuff. So by the time I saw her again, she didn't even look the same. I was like, "Did the same girl?" You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So my mama was like, "Look, I don't care what you do. You know what the history is with you and your father and all that type of stuff. You gonna take care of this goddamn baby." So thanks God that my mama was there to say she ain't do none of the stuff, but she told me what I am gonna do, and I wasn't gonna go against my mom. My mom say do it, you do it. You know what I mean? So she helped me with a lot of the thing, but it was still rough because I was still in high school. I still had to work at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution newspaper at night. They go to school in the morning because I had to take care of that baby.
What about you, Mitch?
Well, no. I had no formal training, or I didn't even have any children around me that young, to even watch, Um,
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest, I was really ill prepared. I didn't have a problem working to take care of the child, but I really didn't have to take care of the child because her mother gave the child up for adoption, and I didn't see her for 25 years. You see, I
Oh
was more
wow.
prepared for my second child, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because that happened while I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was prepared for that because I had been around little kids, nieces, nephews, and you know, relatives and upstairs neighbors in the apartment that I stayed in. Had her baby all the time, so I was better prepared, to take care of her. I mean, to take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
yeah.
about you, Triple H?
Um, I think I was pretty prepared because uh, when I've had my first child, my sister had already had one child, so I had my nephew. I would do things with him. I, take care of him whenever she, would ask me to, or whatever she would trick me into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also had other family members who had kids, so I got a chance to be around them cousins and aunts and different aunts and uncles and different things and such. So I had plenty of experience with kids. So I already had that down. And then as far as working, I had been working since I was what, 15. So working
Hmm.
wasn't an issue, for as, providing for or providing, being able to do for myself and then a child. And by that time I was also married. So
Mm-hmm.
it was practically, hey, starting a family, this ain't nothing new. Um, keep on pushing, keep on doing what I got to do, and making sure that my family is taken care of, and you know, Like Mario Mitch said, mama and aunts and uncles had already instilled the value of, hey, take care of your family above all other things. And put, it's God, family, and then, yourself. So, hey, it was already there. Just had to act on it and follow through with it.
Okay. So now let's look at the other side of the spectrum. Andre, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I
Oh,
don't
I know
have any
you
kids. Okay, because I don't have any kids, so I
right.
can't, I don't have an experience to say about it.
Right.
How old were you when you had your first one?
I was 17 when I first had my
Fast
first
ass.
child.
Fast ass.
And I will most definitely say that me and Mario's story is pretty much the same. I mean, it was just something that happened. Damn, I was pregnant, and no, he wouldn't have not been the person that I would have chose to have a child by, but I did, and that goes with any of them, no, oh God, they are. I have three baby daddies, and they are just not people that I would have honestly considered having children by. But things in our lives they do happen, and you live and you learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
You know,
sorry,
I give
Mario.
you shit.
I didn't mean to take over, but I just wanted to get the
No,
spectrum.
these are good questions because like we asked a couple podcasts ago. I mean, well, it might have been more than a couple podcasts. If we had any do-overs, if we had one thing that we could go back and do again, y'all remember when we talked about that. These are some of these things that you might ponder, going back and doing.
Yeah.
True. You
Yeah,
know what, Andrea? I give
What?
you shit all the time, but you know what? That was the realest answer you ever gave because I felt that. That was real. I felt what you said. That was good.
All my responses are real.
No, nigga, not like that one. That was a good one. I like that one.
Okay, so what made that one so real?
I don't know. I guess it was so much like
Yeah,
Mario's that shit sounded like you wasn't lying.
yeah. I mean, the exact same thing.
That's what I
It
say.
Yeah.
Ain't
didn't
no need to
happen.
lie
That's what I'm
about it.
saying.
We
It just sounded so real.
we
That's what I
wasn't
say. Ain't
in a
no need to lie
relationship
about
or
it.
anything like that. I mean, it just happened, and bam, there's my son. So,
Mm.
but I will say this: I wouldn't change any of my kids for any of the world. Wouldn't trade them in for anything. I love them dearly, despite who their fathers are, and it is what it is.
I trade one of my little ghetto bastards in.
Mm-mm.
And she the oldest one, but I trade her ass in for a Buick.
You
um,
just want to get up here and say something. What you? Oh, girl.
um, I was listening to this comedian talk today, and a black comedian, and he was saying, you notice only white people are fascinated with time travel. Cause he was like, us. He was like, can you name a period that you really want to go back to as a black person? He's like, there's only white people talk about, man, if I could go back to 18 such and such, he's like, if we go
Oh
back to
my
18
goodness, not
something,
18 something.
your ass would be
Yes,
thrown in some shackles and put on on a plantation.
Right.
So
yeah,
the question is,
there is a
and one
time
of y'all want to
period I
time
would.
travel, and where would you want to go? I mean, what
Yes,
time period?
I would. 1994. I would get pregnant.
Okay, let's say a time period before your life started. What time period would you want to go back to?
Oh hell no.
Hell no. Hell no.
Well, I guess this is a good
For
question
me,
to ask Miss Dinetta, because you've seen what I'm saying. Is, hold on, before you think I'm trying to throw a shade. I'm just saying you've seen the world when the world was 2, 3 different iterations of itself, not like it is now. You know what I'm saying? So you grew up during some of the most turbulent times in this country history. So from you seeing that, is there a time period you would like to go back to?
I can't say that there is, no. Because I was born in the 50s, and I can remember in the early to mid 60s when we would come home from school and look at the news, all we saw was dogs and water hoses all on black people, and they had the bombing of the black church where the little
Church.
girls got killed, and
Mm-hmm.
and then uh in the 70s, in the late 60s, early 70s, they had forced integration, and
Mm-hmm.
no, I can't. I personally can't think of a time. I can remember my mom saying that even though things were segregated, they lived in neighborhoods where they didn't have to lock doors. Well, we never lived in a neighborhood where you didn't lock no door. We was always
I live
locking
in
doors.
one. I live in one.
Oh, okay. Uh, and I will say that growing up, at the time that I grew up, I don't think I would change that because I was able to see the change. People were more trusting of others, but we knew where we stand when it came to race relations.
Mm-hmm.
They had their place, we had our place, and that's how we survived. Um, but I don't think I would change. Well, I mean, I lived through the Vietnam War. A lot of my classmates' fathers um, died in the Vietnam War. So I've seen a lot as far as what has been going on. Never thought I would see a black president. Now that I didn't. I never saw that coming. Um, And the sad part about it is when we were in school, we learned about what was going on in the world. See, they don't teach these kids civics anymore. They don't have government anymore. They can't a bit more tell you what each part of the government is and what they do, you know. Um and they have no respect for authority or any of that stuff. So right now we're living in a trying time, but that's what the Bible says, that we were living in the last days. So we can't expect much more. Hey, Araya.
And just to recap, just to put a bow on it so the people out there can understand. You lived through both Kennedys, Martin, Malcolm. You lived through the J. Edgar Hoover stuff, Vietnam War. You lived through,
Yes.
just like I said, all the stuff that we learned about in school from history books that we learned.
Yes.
You
Yes.
live.
Yes.
And that's
Korea too, right? Korea too, right?
No, that was a little before me.
yeah. So
I thought Korea was in the 50s,
like
early
we
It probably
said,
50s.
was, but I was a baby, so I
Yeah,
didn't.
okay.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The Montgomery March, the girls in the church. You was around
Mm-hmm.
for the Arkansas thing too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
My
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
So that's what I'm saying. You live to. So let me ask you, Leon, is there any period that you would want to go back to?
Man, look, I was thinking about this here the other day, and I'm gonna be honest about the shit. Now, look, y'all might think I'm kind of pro-black with this here response, but I'm gonna say it like the good white people say, or like the good white people do. If I could go back in time and take an unlimited supply of guns and ammunition, like they do, like they have nowadays, I go back, sure would, and and distribute out an unlimited amount of guns and ammunition to some
And
folks
unlimited amount of
who make a
ass
difference.
whooping.
And rewrite
make it
history.
sound, and rewrite it
Mm-hmm.
and make it sound, make it real, make it what it's supposed to be and what it actually was. Yes, I would.
Well,
So
Leon, you
what
do
you said
realize,
is right about now, our kids will be learning about the Jackson massacre.
Right. They
well,
won't
y'all
be
do
learning
realize
about
a
the
lot of those
Boston Tea
fights,
Party, none of that bullshit. They be learning about goddamn me how the black folks rose up and took over some shit.
because we did. We actually really did. They just
Yeah,
don't talk about the revolts
goddamn.
that we had and we killed off a bunch of them. They don't talk about that because
They
it
don't
was
talk about
real. We didn't just lay our ass over and just take that ass whooping. No, we was in there. We was fighting back.
the black stock market would actually be a real stock market
Right,
that
exactly.
rivals the one that's up in New York. Yeah, well, I'd change a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by that token, then, if that's the case, one of the first stops I had is I hit on up them to them Indians and say, hey, look, instead of us hating
Yeah,
each other, let's get together. Instead of us hating each other.
exactly. That's what I said. If I could go back
Mhm.
with an unlimited supply of guns and ammunition at the drop of a hat and give it to whoever I want to give to, yes, I would.
That's a good answer, bro. That's a good answer. What about you, Shoot?
Oh God. I would go back to I would
High school.
say I don't know. I don't know what year maybe I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Because yes,
Okay.
like Leon said, if I could go back, uh yeah, I would come forward to try to change a lot of things. I would most definitely kill dude who started selling us. He would be my first person I got when I learned about it. So I just really don't know. Just being honest, I don't know.
I mean, it's okay. Like, not everybody had it well thought out like Jackson did. He was ready. He said, "Look, tell you what, I'm gonna need a big ass time machine. I'm gonna need you to take these 4 buildings right here, set it all back, and everything gonna be housed in this building right here in these 4 buildings." What about you, Mitch? Any thoughts on this?
Oh yeah. If I could go back, I'd like to go back to the 70s. And the reason why I'm picking the 70s because it just seemed like my life was so much easier. I was a young person, didn't have a care in the world, the best music, the best food. It just seemed like just life was just so perfect because I had both set of grandparents and I had a village around me. I wasn't doing nothing that wasn't gonna get my ass whooped for. I wasn't doing nothing that I wasn't gonna learn something from. I had my aunt Daisy was still living, you know, and I would sit back and listen to those stories that she told, and that question you asked, talking about the kids not knowing the three branches, executive, judicial, and legislative. Yeah. See, I grew up in that era. We had to know shit, or you got your ass tore up.
Exactly.
You got that
Exactly.
ruler
Mhm.
on your hand if your daddy came home and asked you what number nine was in Spanish and you didn't know. He put that ruler on your damn hand because the next day you was gonna know what number nine was. But that's what I'm talking about. That 70s thing was everything to me because I think
But
that's why I
but you
learned.
know what, Mitch? That was also the time when people all sat at the dinner table as a family and
Yeah,
ate.
yeah.
And that was when your mama would said, "What did you learn in school today?"
Oh yeah. You better say something. Oh, that was
Thank
another
you.
ass whoop.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Some of these kids don't even have kitchen tables at their homes.
I know.
They eat on coffee tables and in their laps and on their beds and
Uh-huh.
anywhere else.
Milk crates. Mm-hmm.
Well, if we had it up to Leah, there would be no iPhone. It'd be the y'all got to do Jackson Phone 15 with titanium.
Right.
He changed the whole world, baby. Everything be black.
Everything.
Hey, I don't blame him. And I feel you on that, Leon. I really do. I do.
So I asked this question a couple podcasts ago, but do y'all think it's a direct correlation? And I know I keep harping back to this, but I just think that a lot of shit is fucked up because we just don't have traditional old school grandmamas no more.
Yeah.
I
Oh, of
really
course.
believe that, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget the grandfathers too,
Yeah,
and
oh,
old
yeah,
school uncles and
yeah, old
aunties
school.
that would
Yes,
beat
yes,
your ass.
You
Yeah.
know, when
yep.
we were growing, when my brother, my siblings, and I and my cousin was growing up, because it was the four of us. It was my two brothers and myself, and then my cousin. Um, my cousin lived in my grandmama's house. Okay, so my grandmama lived in the house where my mom grew up, and then her sister and her husband, and their daughter stayed there. We was there every day. Every afternoon we were there for some reason or another. Nothing special. Or let's go by grandma's house and say hello. And here we go. Um, a lot of times on the weekend, my mother had one brother. He didn't have any children. And he'd be like, because my cousin and I were oldest, he would say, bring the girls over Saturday. Because he knew we liked music. He used to play in a band and they would be rehearsing and stuff. And we would listen, and she and I both were also musicians. And sometimes he would let us play keyboards, with the band. And he had all kinds of records, and we'd be in there dancing and whatever. And he fixed food, and he was the reason why I started looking at football and hated the Redskins. So, um, they took that. When I'm saying that to say they took time to be with us.
Yep.
And yet there were times when we didn't want to go to his house on Saturday because we wanted to be with our friends. But he asked, and my mom said, my brother wants you all over there. He's fixing food and everything for y'all. Take your dolls or balls or whatever you gonna take, and you going over there. If you don't stay but 3 hours, you going. Because the older people, they knew that it took a village to raise a child. And they took the time out to instill some of these values in the children.
Right.
But now we got grandparents, parents, aunts and uncles and stuff. They all out partying with the children.
Grandma Tomika
And shaking their butts and smoking weed and anything else
Mhm.
that they be doing. They all doing it
rolling
together.
on dubs.
Yeah, because they all
Grandma
able to.
Tomika.
They less than 15 years apart. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And that too, you're right. You're right.
Well, yeah, definitely right about that.
And they raise
And
them
they
like
don't want to
they
be a parent. They want to be
homegirl.
their children's friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to upset my working in the school system when I was volunteering. I heard so many parents say, I just don't want to upset them. I don't want them to be mad. Do you think my mama gave a kitty about whether I was mad at her?
Not a kitty.
A kitty.
Uh-oh, the M. The M. I see the M down there.
You wouldn't give a rat's behind if we was mad at her. You
I don't
mad,
know.
you get glad, and you can go and scratch your
Your
ass.
ass. Say it again.
And not only that, when you were coming up, did you ever hear your parents, your uncles, or whatnot saying shit about y'all being friends?
Hell
No.
no.
They
And they
always
would tell
That's
you
what I'm
that they weren't
saying.
your friend.
they always told me I'm your parent first, your confidant second, and your friend way down the road somewhere.
And I brought you here and I will take your ass
Take
out.
it out. That's right. Hey, Marlena. Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
Matt, Lena.
Boy, look at that face.
She
Look at
don't
that
know what
face.
to say to that one.
Well, that's that golf
That's
face
not
right
bad, but
there.
I'm just choosing to keep quiet.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
okay, okay. But
Mario,
Ooh.
but you hear a
Mario,
lot of you hear a lot of people worried about being friends and worried about, like you said, they kids' feelings and worried
Mm.
about, like if something happened, it could be something as simple as something that happened 5 districts over from a school. They'll say that every school in the county need grief counselors to come up there.
Mm.
It's almost like we sign off for no parent to be responsible for education they kids at home anymore. It's like if they don't get it at school, they don't get it
They ain't
nowhere.
gonna
Well,
get it.
well, like, ain't this our job to be our kids' first teachers?
I
Yes.
would have thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would
I
have
just don't
thought.
understand why we keep waiting for other people to teach our kids. Like when your kid go to kindergarten the first day, it's a set few things that they supposed to already have in them before they hit school.
Potty train, know their damn ABCs and their numbers.
Yep, yep. You'll be amazed how many kids walk in, like you said, can't at the very least be able to count to 10, baby, when you get to kindergarten. At least to 10. But a lot of kids can't do it now. And that's why, ADHD, ADD, and all that stuff is on the rise because we lump them all in and say kids got learning disability. Do they really have learning disability, or ain't nobody take the time to teach them? Now, some do got
Nobody
learning
took the time to teach them.
abilities, disabilities, but I just think that I don't know. We were coming up. You were forced to read. Your mom would get you the little My ABC books and all type. Even if it was a pop up book, you had a book somewhere.
You
Mhm.
read the newspaper, boy. What you talking about?
That too. That too.
Yep,
N-
that
A
You
too.
read the
Yep.
library,
newspaper
a
every day.
library card or something.
and all of these kids
Yeah,
that they claiming got ADHD don't have
They don't.
don't have.
ADHD.
That's what
No,
I
You
they
just
say
don't.
too,
have
Marlena. Not
you
all of them do.
you know. I had a little boy in my classroom. All his parents always swear he had ADHD. And all this kind of stuff.
He
Tell
got
that rascal
NAW.
you
That's what
gonna
he. That's what he
tell
got.
that rascal you gonna give him some candy if he focus on his lessons for 5, 10 minutes, and then you do it for another 5. I need you to focus for 5 more minutes. I need that Negro ain't got no ADHD. You just ain't
He
taught
Mm-hmm.
him
got.
behind how to be still.
Yep.
He got
Yep.
And
NAW. Need
and,
an
and
ass
you have
whooping.
and you haven't taken the time to just sit with him and teach him and read books to him. That's how kids learn to be still. You sit with them, you teach them, you read
Yep.
books to them, you
Hmm.
play games with
Yep.
them. You know,
Yep. Yep.
you do
That's
STEM.
right, Marlon.
You keep their hands busy, not their bodies.
That's how you
Yep.
teach. You are so right. But that's how we were brought up. We was
That's
Yeah.
taught stuff
exactly
that we
how
didn't
we.
even know
That's
we was being
exactly.
taught. We
That's
didn't even know we
exactly
was being
how we
taught
were
this
brought up.
stuff. Like
You
Yep.
when you
know, and
just
They
I'm
said
got
that,
telling,
ADHD.
we didn't
They
even
got
know we was being taught that.
ADHD. They got
I'm gonna tell us
ADHD because you ain't taught them to be still.
That's
right.
right.
I'm gonna tell a story about myself. When I was in the third grade, and this tells you how much it impressed me because I didn't think I was gonna make it. I could not get my timetables. There were certain,
Mm.
the easy ones I got. There were certain ones I couldn't. And my mother was an educator, so it wasn't that she didn't teach me. She even made the timetables little grid and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And every day when she would be cooking, I'd be at the kitchen table and she'd ask me, "What's 9 times 7? What's
Mm-hmm.
8 times 7?" And I'm like, "I can't get this." She said, "Oh, you gonna get it." And I'd fidget around and move around, and she had her little ruler on the table.
Ooh, not the
She
ruler.
she wrapped my hand one time with it, and she said, "You gonna sit still and you gonna learn these timetables because there's gonna be a time when you're gonna need to count money and you're gonna need to multiply." I mean, I cried up a river, and it was hard for me. But I tell you
Mm-hmm.
what, I learned them. Because remember, we used to have spelling tests at the end of the week at school.
Yep.
Hell
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
It would give
Yep.
us a little test on whatever we've learned in math for for the week. Like
Yeah.
time takes. Mom say you're not gonna bring another 20 or 30 back here because they give you 10 problems and they give you 10 10 points. Say you bring another 30 or 40 home again and see what happens. I
Yep.
didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that pain teaches you what not to do.
that's what I tell these boys all the time. Concentration don't cost you nothing. Right?
Nothing.
If you just, even if you got ADD, right? One thing I've always noticed about, like Marlena said, if the motivation is right, they fight past all that stuff that society say they got. If the motivation right, they do it. If they want something, they will focus in on that shit until they get it. But we school and they peers and stuff have made learning such you lame, you a nerd, that they feel they don't have to put nothing toward it.
Right.
So when they don't have no incentive to do it, then they want to label your kid as got ADD and all this stuff. But you've seen them when they want something, go get it.
You'll get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Video games, they'll sit there and play them all day long and be focused and do it everything on there. But let them learn something in the book. They don't know nothing about that.
ding, ding, ding. You right.
They don't forget that you listen, and they don't forget, that you said you was gonna get him some candy.
Nope.
They don't forget that.
And like Leon said, I've used video games for years to hold over their head. Every time you talk about taking that game away from them, all of a sudden they get right. It's amazing, ain't it?
Oh, of course.
It's
It's amazing how that works.
amazing how ADHD goes away.
It's amazing. That's what I'm saying. And so, like I said, it used to be a time where special education was this little place off in the back of school. Nobody know where the hell they went.
Not
You just see them in the morning.
They
and then you see
mainstreaming
them in
the
the
kids
evening.
now.
Yes, and now it's a whole special education get more money than any department in the school now.
Yes.
Because there's a shitload of kids in there now. Because I was like, okay, when man was in special education, I'm like, well, you're gonna be here with a few kids. It was a whole fucking classroom. They had 2 different hallways for special education. So now the kids don't even feel bad about, because when we were coming up, it was bad to be in special ed.
Oh,
right?
That was a stigma.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't no stigma now because everybody in that shit.
There sure ain't no stigma now.
It ain't no stigma now. Everybody in it. You be like, now you mean to tell me, wait a minute, the whole fucking defense and football is a special education? Everybody on his fucking defense and special education. Like, God damn.
And that's just trying to make sure that they pay so they can get out there and continue to play football for them. Like they said, no child left behind. But sometimes some of these kids that need to be left behind so they can go back and make sure that they
that no child left
That's the
behind.
worst thing. That was the worst thing Bush ever put into practice. That no child left. That is crazy.
You know what? I questioned that when I was a teacher's aide, and I'm like, and I was saying to my teacher, she said, well, because you can't. We have to pass them in kindergarten. It's mandatory that we pass them in kindergarten. I'm like, she said the no child left behind incentive. I'm like, what incentive is it if the child is not learning? I said, I clearly thought that no child being left behind meant that they received certain services so that they can catch up.
Mm-hmm. No, that ain't what it means.
They can't fail them. That's what it means.
I said, it just means that you have to pass them, whether they're making passing grades or not. She said, yes. And she said, it's sad. I'm like, yeah, it's real sad.
And the bad part about it is somebody as young as a kindergartner or first grader, some of those kids are not emotionally ready to go to the next grade.
Right.
They're not. Yeah. They're not emotionally ready. Some of them are not physically ready.
That's why you got a lot of people in college that can't half read and don't know how to comprehend what they're reading.
Exactly.
Yep.
But Mitch, think about this. but they have good coping skills.
Yeah.
But some of them make
Uh-huh.
very good grades,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't read.
Right. Right. I know a few guys like that because I had to
I know
help
some people
them
like that too.
in comp and English comp. I had to help them get through the class and try to explain to them. It was like starting over from kindergarten, teaching them what each word meant. And we have so many words in the English language that means the same thing. You know
Right.
how hard the English language really is. If you really just break it down, it's hard. I've been better off teaching a foreigner, trying
Yeah.
to teach them how to comprehend what this means. It's weird.
Yeah. As I tell men all the time, I say, look, you're gonna have to pick one. You can either be lazy or dumb. You can't be lazy and dumb. Can't be both. So, like I tell them, nobody wants to. No, I'm saying if you're gonna go through school, right, and just halfway doing, I said at some point you gotta pick up something. I can't imagine just sitting in a class for 2 fucking hours, and when you come out of there, what you learn? Shit. You sat there for 2 fucking
Uh,
hours. You ain't learned nothing in 2 hours.
uh,
That's what I'm saying. 2 hours. Something had to grab your attention at some point. To me, that's just a lot of wasted time, man. I ain't never been that person, man. I just sit up there for 2 hours and ain't picking up nothing. When you walk out of there, cause his whole thing is I'll find a girl to do the shit for me. And that's how he got through school. He just finds some girl to do it for him.
And there's plenty of them out there that will.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it ain't gonna do you no
Well,
good when you
well, you know what? You know that's been going on forever
Okay.
because he was a sports player.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If he didn't play football, that nigga still be in 10th grade right now.
wouldn't doubt it. There's a whole lot
But
of them out there like
when
that.
with that happened a lot too when I was in high school. A lot of the guys that was playing sports and was pretty good was getting girls, was paying girls to do their homework and their, like we had uh turn paper to turn in, your term papers and stuff like that. Uh, they would pay somebody to do them.
And a lot of times it's a coach. They have a slush fund in the athletic
Mm-hmm.
department
Sure
because
do.
I have done homework for a many of
I
football
wasn't going to
players.
admit that I had done homework from, but I did.
Yeah, I did too, and I wasn't dating him. They paid me to do it, and I took the money.
Mm-hmm.
I never told my mama. I
I
never
You
told
better
her.
not.
But
She
let
would
You
have
me
better
been
let me
not.
upset.
let me
And
tell you
that's the thing.
how they do it now though. They don't necessarily do it like that. What they do, they hire coaches that can teach, right? And they
They
put
sure do.
all the athletes in the coaches'
Hey,
classes. And the coaches pass them. You understand what I'm saying? If you
Yes,
look at
sir.
any athlete schedule, you look at it, you say he take Mr. Such and such, Mr. Such and such, Mr. Such as the defense line coach, Mr. Such and such is the offense line coach, Mr. Such and such, you know what I'm saying? So they don't have to worry about it.
right.
Because his last year in high school, 4 of his teachers was football coaches. They
Oh
know
Yep.
about it.
wow!
uh,
So he didn't have to
So
concentrate on hardly anything.
he ain't had the country, and one of the goddamn class was weightlifting. So
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? So
But we're
like,
not lying. We are not lying with you.
no, and that's what I'm saying. What I try to tell him in the long run, right? It'll help you right now, but one day this is gonna catch up with you when you really need
Yep.
to have something up there. You're gonna find out
Yep.
that you behind, and that's gonna be a fucked up place in life when you realize, wait a minute,
Yep.
I don't really know shit.
Right.
That's gonna be it's gonna be hard for it, depending on what job you're trying to get.
It's
But he
just
don't
like going
believe
to
me
school.
now. He don't believe that's true now. Believe me, he don't.
It'll catch up with him because it's like when you go to school and you don't learn the properties of math. There's no
Mm-hmm.
freaking way to do algebra if you don't know the properties of math.
Yep.
You
Yep.
cannot do it. It's not physically possible unless you're just using a calculator. And then you really don't know what you're doing then. You just got the answer. And they don't take just the answers. They want to know how
But
you
they
got that damn answer.
See, but they got one thing up on us, Mitch. They got YouTube. They got Google.
Yeah.
They got somebody up there who's got that exact class you taking, word for word, problem for problem. And all they got to do is, if you got a good enough memory, you can go in there and fake the funk.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
He got a computer science class right now. And I say, hey, look for it on YouTube, right? The same teacher that he got right now is up there teaching that class from last year. And this motherfucker finna fuck around and pass their class. When he don't know shit about computer science.
You don't know nothing about computer science.
No, but I'm saying that it's just that in today's world, they have no excuse to flunk. I mean, if you flunk, you got a piss poor work ethic if you flunk now.
You just dumb as fuck if you flunk now.
Yes.
Because they give it to you. You're right, they give it to you.
They give it to you. That's what I'm saying. But actually, the problem with go ahead.
It's No Child Left Behind still.
Yes.
It's just in a different form. It's the same thing still. They just put it in a different form.
Right.
Because they put stuff right in our faces and show it to us right in our faces. And we're just too stupid to see exactly what they're showing us. But they give it to us right in our face.
Yeah, but the problem
now what you gonna do?
The problem with that is, Mitch, one day it's gonna be guys like my son gonna be the person who's responsible for the maintenance on a goddamn bridge or something, and gonna be lazy as fuck and take a shortcut and not cover the details and not do something. When that bridge collapse and kill thousands of motherfuckers, then you understand what I'm saying? This have collateral damage, cause like I said, the country is the country, but what has really gone down in this country is people paying attention to details. That's why a lot of fucked up stuff happen, because people don't care about details no more.
You right.
So, yeah. Marlena, you came in late. We was asking this question right now, Marlena. Where you see dating real quick? Just give us a quick synopsis right now, how you see dating, and give it a grade. Your personal opinion on dating.
My personal opinion on dating is it ain't working for me.
Okay, give us some details.
You know, I'm finding that communication is not up to par. They don't tend to tell you anything about themselves. You know, I don't know.
Are you asking the right questions, Marlena?
They don't speak.
Just go ahead and put it out there, Marlena. Dating sucks right now.
They what?
The dating sucks right now.
Yeah, dating just, it just sucks.
Y'all don't ask the right questions.
Some people say, maybe it's me, maybe I'm too choosy or stuff like that. I mean, but I need to.
How you gonna be too choosy?
I mean, I need to be stimulated in some kind of way, and I'm not getting the dating stimulation.
Ooh, heard that.
Okay. What question should they be asking, Mitch, since you're saying they're not asking the right question?
You got to dig deep in them questions. Do you have any children? They say no. Do you have any children that are unborn? So you got to ask those questions. You stay at home with your mama? No. Does your mama stay at home with you?
But I want some conversation besides no. Okay.
And not only that, you can ask all the right questions while dating a person, and they still can lie to you and not be who they say they are.
You can lie a whole lot of damn times while you're dating until you go over there, until you sneak up on them. You can't lie forever. Besides that, the internet is undefeated. All you got to do is get on that damn internet. You can find anything you want to about a person.
Well, some people have lied right up right up into shit, marriage and everything, bitch.
Mhm.
Some people can do that shit now.
You get on the internet, you can find out anything you want to know. You can pull up every damn thing about that person. Last
Not
person they dated,
necessarily.
shit. Yeah, you'd be surprised the shit you can find out. Oh,
Yeah, but how do you balance out? Let's say you did find something out, what they did in their past and what they what they currently at. People
If you
can't
go on my
change.
page, you won't see none of that shit.
No, he ain't saying just on Facebook. He's saying like
I ain't
do
talking about
a
that.
public record search on public record
That's what they.
search on you.
That's what most women do
The last
nowadays,
time I
man.
was married, you can't see you can't see who I dated.
No, you can't
Yeah,
see who you
you
dated,
can't see
but
who you
You
dated,
can see
but you
if
can
I was
find out whether a
married,
person is married or
if
not.
I was married, if I'm married now, you can see those kind of things. Public record stuff, yeah, you can do that. But you know, you can't find out
well, you
everything
can see
about
if
it.
he been locked up and what the charges of. He got domestic
Right.
battery, knocking women teeth out. Then okay.
Yeah, you can definitely see that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. You can see a whole lot of stuff. You just got to know where to look.
But can the person change though? What if he come to you and say, "Yeah, that was my past life. I understand and recognize I made some mistakes, but I'm changing, and I'm hoping that you understand that too. And I want to have a clean
Good
slate
to
with
hear.
you, baby."
Hmm.
Girl.
He can't change.
Yeah, you can change.
Yeah,
Hmm.
some women and men uh can mature. You know, maybe that was some stuff that they did in their youth or whatever,
Well,
or
you think they
maybe
should have told you about these things
or,
before you
or
asked them?
maybe they reformed or whatever. Well, you know, if it were me, um, um, and I had done those things and had been in trouble for doing those things, yeah, I would out it before they
There
had
you
a chance
go.
to find before they had a chance to find out
Chance
on
to
their
find it.
own.
Exactly. See, that
Because
makes me feel more better about that. Yeah.
yeah, because I wouldn't want it to be anything. I don't want them. I wouldn't want them to feel like that I have anything to hide. So yeah, if I had ever
Mm-hmm.
been in trouble, or if I had a history of beating up girls or men in the past or whatever, you know, or being violent in any kind of way, I would out it because I would want the person that I'm with or somebody that I feel like that I really care about to know. Uh, and have it firsthand without somebody else coming to tell them, well, you know that nigga used to beat up women and girl, you don't want to be with him and da 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 and da 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 da. I know some guys who I knew some guys who beat up some girls and went straight to another woman, didn't touch them.
Mm.
Okay, but let's deal in realisms here. Okay, let's just look at it from y'all standpoint. I'm gonna let y'all women answer this. How many men have y'all been with that then came out and gave you their full jacket?
Jackie.
I'm saying just came out and said, "All right, baby, listen. All right, when I was 18, I
None.
got busted for Grand Theft Auto. When I was 21, I got brought up on, trumped up domestic charge. When I was 32, how many men y'all been with and gave y'all a full rundown? I'm saying
None.
being
But anybody
realistically.
that I don't know anybody that has done that, but I do. I mean, but there are some people who say, yeah, I used to get in trouble a lot. I have been to jail for a lot of stuff, you know. But things I used to do, I don't do no more. You know,
I know, but you in your 60s, how many men you done ran across done that? Just in
that
your
done
lifetime.
that done what?
Ran off
Told
what
you
they done
everything.
and yeah, told you everything about their past, like if they've been in trouble and stuff. How many men done ran that off? I'm saying realistic wise, is that realistic? Mitch, you ever ran up on anybody and just told them your whole past record for whenever you've been locked up or whatnot? You ever did that?
I've never been locked up, but I told a whole lot of things on myself because I didn't want them to ask me the question and I couldn't answer it. So I'd rather tell it up front. But I've never been
Oh.
locked up or anything.
Andrea, you ever have anybody run down they criminal past to you?
I had said none at first, but then I thought sat here and thought about it. Yeah, I have.
Yay, Mickey.
Did it make you want to keep going, or you stop?
I kept going.
Uh-huh. Mm, mm.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. Oh Lord Jesus.
You know what I'm saying.
I mean, people do change. People do
Yes,
make
yes.
changes in their life. So just because a person has been to prison or whatever, it depends on what they've been to prison for.
That's true.
You know,
No,
and
it is it's true.
what they've been to prison for, and if they show that they changed from what they used to be and now are trying to do better, then why not?
Boy, you can go to jail for just being in the wrong damn place at the wrong damn time.
Right.
Of course. Yes.
So, you can't, yeah.
I ain't knocking that. I'm just saying that on a realistic standpoint, the average person don't, do that. I mean, Leon, you ever had a woman run down her? Because some women get locked up too. I ain't never
Yeah.
had a woman told me, that, I bet most people just don't do it. Anybody ever ran their rucker down to you, Leon?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Didn't find out till later on that
See?
motherfucker was a criminal.
He broke down the scenario on Leon ass. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
And that's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that people can't change. I'm just saying the average person just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that out later.
Yeah, I can't see a whole lot of people, doing it, but there are some people that will.
Yeah, I guarantee they in the minority.
Yeah.
So is.
What about you, Miss
So
Di?
is.
Anybody ever ran their stuff down to you?
My husband did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well, but that's a real
but
man. Her husband was a
from what
real
we
man,
learned
though.
about Frank, Frank was a bad boy, so he kind of had to just be honest.
Well, you might
Yep.
as well. Some women you ain't got to lie to. Some women you can just tell it and just say, hey, okay, this is what it is. I
So
did. I
that's
shouldn't have.
true.
That's true. That is
Now,
true.
Frank didn't have
I
to.
am reformed.
No, but some things you've done in your past that regardless where it be something simple, it's gonna come back at some point. So
Oh,
some
yeah.
things you
And
got
they
to get in
did.
front of.
And they did.
Yeah, I would say some things you got to get in front of.
It's going to rear his head. You sure right.
Yeah, it's gonna come back. So you might well
And
just put
I'm
that out
glad
there.
he told me ahead of time. So when the SWAT team and stuff came to the house, I
Oh,
wasn't
my
real
God. Not the
surprised.
SWAT.
Yeah, you got to divulge potential SWAT team interactions. You got to divulge that.
Oh, my
Right.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, baby, I need you to
Boy.
be real still. There's a red dot on your chest. Let me tell you what's going down. They got snipers over there on the roof, so just play it cool, baby.
Oh, nobody got time for Mario shenanigans.
Hey,
I
that's
mean,
real.
if the SWAT team came, they ain't came with no 22s.
Right.
Pew,
They
pew.
was look, they was all up on the roof and had the helicopter up there and everything.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't came with
Was
no
you scared?
slingshots and
Was
shit.
you scared?
Yeah, because I was trying to look, I was walking around with a towel on. I had just got out the shower. I was on my way to trying to get to work.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Man. All right, let end on something real positive, right? And everybody
Wait,
done seen. Go ahead.
I was just saying Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. I would say everybody done seen these movies right here, right? Tell me who y'all think had the best performances, right? We got Will Smith and Ali. We got Angela Bassett as Tina. We got Denzel as Malcolm X. And we got Jamie Foxx as Ray. Mitch, who you think had the best performance
Wow.
out of those folks?
Wow.
Oh, out of all them, Jamie, hands down. He had them ticks and all the Ray Charles mannerisms down. Jamie Foxx played that shit like he was Ray Charles. Hands down.
Okay. All right. We got one vote for Jamie, Mr. Jackson, who you rolling with?
I'm rolling with Jamie on that one too. He's the truth when it comes to acting.
Boy, the truth.
Okay. All right. It's Jamie Foxx in the early league coming around the stretch. Miss Darnetta, what do you got?
Betwixt and between Denzel and Jamie. Denzel had Malcolm X down to a T, but Jamie Foxx had
Ray Charles.
and Ray Charles taught him, because Ray Charles showed him what to do before he
Sure
died.
did. Sure did.
He took him by the hand and told him, okay, you play the piano, but this is how I play it. So I gotta go with Jamie. I gotta go with Jamie.
He did that.
He was taught by the man himself. So yeah, I gotta go with Jamie.
Okay. All right. Miss Marlena, Jamie is well in the lead. At this particular point, can't nobody else win. So, but just humor us. Who you got?
Well, you know what? I ain't. I'm rolling with Jamie. Jamie played. Jamie played. It even really tickled me to see him do that. Do the James. I mean, do the Ray Charles so well. I'm like, boy, doing this thing here. You know,
especially when he was touching the lady's arm to see how fat she
they
was.
were, and the rocking that the Ray Charles did, and the way he walked and everything. Jamie just had that thing down pat.
And the stutter.
Everything.
Okay. All right, Sugar. Just for to be a clean sweep. Who you got?
Don't get me wrong. I love Jamie. I do. Jamie did a fabulous job playing Ray, but for me, it would have to most definitely be Denzel. Denzel, I believe here, girl. He truly played Malcolm X. He played Malcolm good. He did. He really did. And the reason why, and all these other people that they have playing Malcolm now, nobody can do that like Denzel did.
Denzel did a wonderful job playing Malcolm. He did. I do have to give him that. And I was with you, Donetta. If I had not, if Jamie hadn't have been in there for Ray, I would have went. I would have went
for Denzel. Me too. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Denzel. I mean, for me, he just takes it over the top because Jamie has the singer. Okay, Ray Charles was a singer. Jamie is a singer, but if you were to switch the roles, I don't think that Jamie could portray a good Malcolm. I'm sorry.
No,
he could.
But do you? So you think that Denzel could have played a good Ray?
No, I don't think so.
No. He would have given it his all to, but to play it, no, I don't think.
Okay. Well,
all right, come on, Mario. You bring up the rear, baby.
Yes, I'm gonna bring up the rear. The reason I'm gonna give it to Jamie Foxx is because when they came out with the song with him and Kanye, a lot of people thought that he sampled Ray Charles, and that's how
it sure did, and that was him, him.
Everybody thought that was a sample of Ray, but it was actually Jamie.
It sure was.
Yeah.
So I give him the credit because he even sounded like that man.
He did.
Yep.
So I got to give him credit for that. That's just taking that thing to a whole nother level right there.
Cause some of this shit he was actually singing, man.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So
I want to say he sung all the songs.
I think he sung all of it.
He did.
Except for the ending
Georgia. When he sung Georgia.
Oh yeah, when he sung Georgia, yeah. That shit almost made you tear up.
Like Ray.
That almost made you tear up to hear that dude sing that song like that.
Yep, and that's why I give him the edge because he just, I mean, I don't know what he did to channel that, but he got into that thing right there.
But
Ray Charles took
everything
him by the
Jamie
hand
plays,
and
he's
showed
like
him.
that.
That's what he did.
I think everything
What?
he ever played, he's like that though, because he's been good in everything he's ever been in. To me, even in
Uh,
silly movies, even in silly ass movies, he's been a decent actor.
you don't think Jamie has had a few clunkers?
I do.
Not,
I
not
I
do.
think Ray
really.
is the best
They
thing that
flaws.
he ever did. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think in the beginning that he was a good actor.
Mm.
Now he has definitely got better with time. I
Yeah.
would give
Yeah,
him that.
yeah,
He has gotten better.
yes.
He has gotten
'Cause
better.
to me, if that man didn't
He
play the
hasn't
shit out
gotten
of
better than
Django,
you. Oh,
No, I said he has. I
what
said
about
he
the
has
dude that
gotten better.
that he played in Ali when he played that dude that his sidekick in Ali? You remember that?
Yeah, he was in there.
He was in Ali also.
he was. He was.
Yeah, the dude that was with Don King all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He played him. He did a damn good job on that because that's how that fool used to act.
But I'm telling you, I liked him in Django. If Samuel
I
L.
like
Jackson
Django
wasn't
too.
in Django, he would have did a good because Samuel L. Jackson played the shit out of that role. I
I
mean,
hated that movie. I
man,
wanted,
Nah,
look,
he's a good one too.
I wanted
Boss,
to
who
get
that
rid of
uppity nigga on that nag?
Samuel Jackson myself.
You
Who
know
that
what?
uppity nigga on that nag?
uh, Master Kennedy,
Yes.
that nigga know that bitch.
He's trying to come up into our house. I didn't
Uh,
know you had a house.
boy, your damn
Shit,
daddy turn over in that grave. He know a nigga was sleeping in the house.
boy.
He played the shit out of that part,
Boy,
man.
did
I
he
mean,
not?
man,
But
Like
think about it, Samuel
Leonardo
L. Jackson
DiCaprio played the shit out of that
is
too.
a consummate actor. He is the
Boy,
consummate actor. He really is.
man.
boy, look.
Until he did Snakes on a Plane. I couldn't go with that one.
Now
What's
Samuel
wrong
has
with
had
it?
a few clunkers too. He's had a few clunkers too.
But now I have mad respect for Samuel L. Jackson because when he
Started
was
late.
on the Tonight Show, he said, people talk about all the movies that I make, and some of them are good and some of them ain't shit. He said, but from where I came from, and a man has a family, he works every day.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, so
I remember
yes,
that.
there are some movies that I wouldn't normally do, but I got at the time his daughter was in culinary school in
Uh-huh.
Europe. He said, my daughter is in a French culinary school. My wife is an actress, yes, but that's her money. And I need to take care of my family.
Yeah.
So I had my he said he had his schedule when he wrote up when they wrote up his contract, they would give him 2 days that he could play golf, and then the rest of the time is theirs. He said, "Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know." He said, "Yeah, I know. I do a lot of B movies, but I get paid."
Right.
He do. I like him as
That's what it
Gator.
was
Where the
about,
money
though.
at, mama? Where the
Boy.
goddamn money at, mama? I love him at Gator.
Uh-huh. Boy. He did that dance, boy. That dance was killing me.
I bet you better get on out of here for the pastor get home. Better get on out of here. I mean, boy. All right. Well, with that being said, y'all, let's wrap this thing up. Just tell everybody that in a couple weeks, we're gonna be wrapping up season 3, and y'all look forward to season 4. I think the date we decided that the last show for this season will be December 17th. Is that correct, Miss Andrew?
Yes, Sunday, December 17th. And we're going to have a lot of surprises for you on that day. So stay tuned, join in.
All right, stay tuned, join in. And as usual, we're gonna let our big homie Lee Jack start it on off. Talk to him, bro.
Hey, good peoples. I'm sorry I was a tad bit late. Had a very long day, and whew, something just came over me. I couldn't make it on time, but hey, I came in. I saw, I did.
You did?
And I always do my thing because I make it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm always on one.
Sure is. He
Yes,
sure
sir.
did. Always on one.
Oh man.
But
All
which
right,
one
pretty.
is he on? Look, but which one is he on? That's the thing.
Well,
One.
that is always the question, ain't
One.
it?
Always is, ain't it?
All right, pretty cat lady, talk to him. You and your lovely cousin.
Mario, you don't have to say it like that. But anyway,
I
y'all,
included you this time.
I want to say, hey, I'm glad y'all came in to join the podcast team this evening. And I'm gonna just let Marlene do her thing. So because Mario, you be time and make. But anyway, Marlene, you can go on and say your thing.
Oh man.
Thank you, viewers, for coming in. We are so happy to have had you this evening. I'm sorry that I was a little bit late. I was out trying to get my dancercise, and so I was running a little late this evening. I'm glad that you came. I hope that y'all come back and join us next week. As Mario says, we only have a few more shows left for this season. So bring in some friends, and have them join us as well. Meow.
Roof.
All
You said
right.
she's practicing her skills on the pole. What?
I ain't done that.
What I miss?
I'm
What I
sorry.
miss?
Wait a minute, what?
I
You say
didn't
you
say
took
a
pole
word.
dancing class.
Now I'm asking him what he said.
I said you say you took a pole dancing class.
You know what, you black rascal, you.
Oh.
Big accent.
Well,
Could've swore you said pole
you
dance.
did say dancer size. You didn't specify.
That's what I said. I said dancercise. I did not say nothing about no kind of pole.
That's a dancer size.
That's the kind you go to.
Oh, my bad.
I tell you what, when he go, could I please tag along?
That's the
Anytime.
kind of class he go
I'm
to.
quite sure they got a couple up there in Memphis that you can go to if you ain't never been.
Lord have
And
mercy.
I'm quite sure he knows where they
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
He probably do.
I have no recollection or knowledge of any of those incidents.
Yeah.
at. But if you don't, then Google does.
Mm-mm-mm.
I want to.
And
If
you'll
I
see
go, I want to
Leon's
go
look,
somewhere
and you'll
with
see
a.
Leon's picture.
Right?
Yeah, I want to go somewhere where the name be all messed up, where we know we about to have fun. I want to go somewhere like the Pink Gap. You know.
A pink gap.
Goodness. Oh Lord.
I want to go somewhere where it's about to be on up in here.
Like the brass key.
About to be on.
What in the world is the pink gap?
Come
He's
on
just
Oh
making
now.
up a
my
name. He was
God,
making up a name.
Oh man.
Come
All
on,
right, big
Marlena.
bitch. Talk to a big bitch.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was another great night. I was a
Lord
little
have
late
mercy.
also. Didn't know that we were going to do the podcast today because I've been kind of busy my first day back at work today. But that really doesn't matter because I got in here anyway.
You
Just letting
did.
y'all know we coming towards another year, another episode of the podcast, another birthday because at the end of this year, December the 20th, celebrating my 54th birthday to be announced. So stay tuned.
You just
Well,
announced it.
God.
I
he
said
said he
to be
told you
announced.
what the birthday was. He didn't give you no details.
In.
Happy early birthday.
Wow. Okay, cool. You and Dave birthday on the same day. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Producer extraordinaire. Go on and talk to him.
And behind all that, I forgot what I was getting ready to say.
Oh,
But anyway, as Mario mentioned, yes, we are going to wrap up the end of this season on December the 17th. So, like I said, we will have a lot of special treats for you on that day. Stay tuned, come in, join us. As you know, always, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, want to say a shout out to the one of the panelists here or anything, just hit us up, totalview22 at gmail.com or whatever, right there on the screen, behind me.
Wow.
I'm going to get this right one day.
Oh, bless it.
Next year, season 4, I will get it right each and every time for you guys.
That's a
But
damn lie.
we
Sure is.
if you want to send, let us know what you're dating, how's dating going for you this year, or last year, or any time before.
Or if you got
We
any
want to
dating
know.
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think we all could use some dating advice.
Yeah, I will say yes. If you gotta share it, especially if it's really working for you. Now, don't share no shit that
Yeah.
you end up in a
I
horror
know.
story. That share good stuff.
No duct tape
right.
and lie and motherfucking rope, and we don't want to hear none of that old shit.
Yeah.
But
Um.
all comments and questions and things like that, they are most definitely welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Here,
They are.
here.
All right, Mama D, take us on home, lovely lady.
Well, it has been an enjoyable evening with my family as usual. Um, the way we talk tonight is normally how we talk when we talk to each other on the phone. And we talk as a group on the phone, just like we talk on the podcast. So
Love
that's
and
why it
respect.
seems, and that's why it seems like it is so natural for individuals who did not know each other maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and now we are all intertwined in each other's lives. We care about each other. We care about their families. We care about their health, and we keep up with each other. We're trying to keep up with you all too. So help us out and keep up with us by coming in on the podcast. And if you have something to tell us, go to the website and go to the Gmail, Yahoo, whatever account. See, I'm not supposed to know what the address is, so it don't really matter. I get that
It's
I get
a
that.
totalview22 at gmail.com.
There you go. See, I get that because I use my age as my excuse. My grandmother used to say, when you get to be a certain age, you can say what the hell you want to say and you can
When you
remember
want
what
to say
you want
it.
to remember. I'm at the age
Mm-hmm.
now that since I'm the senior person, that's what I do. And so we're happy that you all came. And as they said, we will be having some surprises uh, for you on our last podcast. We'll have some special guests. We want to thank people who have followed us over the course of our start with a total view. We may not say it enough, but we totally appreciate you following us. The next time we have a live, we want to see more of you all. You all have been looking at the website. You've been leaving little chats and stuff, and we do appreciate all that. And don't think we don't read them, because we do read them.
Yes. Thank you. And one last thing before we get out of here. We all came together, with the exception of Leon, but Leon has been that nice little pleasant
Addicted.
thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, to our thing. We definitely love him because he is our brother. But we all started over there, on the other thing. And who knew when we started this that in a couple months we'll be on our 4th year this, y'all.
Wow.
Who
Yes.
knew? You
Wow.
know
No,
what I'm saying?
yes, honey.
So
We
in the
doing it bad.
process of in the process of doing that, long after all of us have to exist and stuff, what we've been doing for the last couple of years, it'll still be here for other people to still see, still listen to, still, check out. So if anybody ever miss us or anything like that, they can always pop one of these on and check us out. See, what was my auntie, my grandmama, my whoever, dad, or whoever was thinking, or if they just feel like they just need to hear your voice, this will always be here. It'll always be here. So we want to thank y'all. It's been a long ride, but it's been an enjoyable ride. We've had some bumps along the way, but guess what? We still here. And in the process of doing this, we all have learned a thing or two about life.
Mario just gave us a group mini funeral.
No, I'm just saying that sometimes I tend to forget that if we ever stop doing this, somebody can always go back and see this. You know what I mean? One day somebody gonna say, hey, how was Miss Dinette or something? You say, you want to know how she thought? Yeah, and check this out.
There was a mini eulogy. Man, you so sweet.
I was just trying to be grown for a second. All right, well, let me get back to being Mario. We out.
You did.
Wait. One last thing. Once again, thank you, Ron, for the stars that you sent us on last week.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Yes. And speaking of Ron, thank you, Andrea. Thank you for giving me a little segue. Ron has a podcast too, y'all. It's called Wrestle With My Thoughts. So it's where him and a group of his friends get together and they talk about wrestling, So if you are a wrestling fan, if you feel like you just want to, check it out and see what it's about, it's called Wrestle With My Thoughts. You can find it on all the places that you listen to podcasts. So please check him out. He is definitely, literally a supporter of the show.
What night is he on?
I don't know what night he's on. I think theirs is, like recorded. You just got to go to Spotify.
Okay.
And catch it. But I can tell you what, I can get that information for you. And the next time I'll be able to put it out there like you just asked about it.
Okay.
So,
because I'm a wrestling fan. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So with that being said, we out. Unless anybody else want to say anything, cue the meow.
Good night.
Do something about them ADHD kids. They not ADHD. Put their behinds. Get them a book. Sit down and play blocks with them. Do something constructive with them after you beat that behind and tell them they're gonna sit still.
Public service announcement.
Try chocolate and whipped cream in your dating ritual. It might work.
I like chocolate.
You know what? Nobody asked you for all that, Triple H.
Well, you know what? I like chocolate and whipped cream.
That's what I wanted to say. It might work. Oh, man. All right. We out, y'all. Goodbye. Let's cue the computer-generated voice.
Meow, meow.
Bye, y'all.
I got a total clue.